Hello, everybody. Well, I might just record a couple of videos this week and be done with it. There's just not a whole lot to say about a market that reaches lifetime highs every day. But by God, I'm going to try. And it's a very weird end of the week. As I'm sitting here right now, the sky is orange because of all the smoke over California. And of course, we've just had a horrible week of humiliation and death with Afghanistan. It's one of my favorite restaurants in this area is actually named Kabul. I really kind of wonder how they're doing at a time like this. But it's been a dreadful week. Death, mayhem, humiliation, ineptitude, and yet lifetime highs. 52 lifetime highs this year, and it's only August. So this is the topsy-turvy world. I have given up on sanity. I've given up on reason and discerning intellect. It's just embrace the madness, embrace the craziness, because in this world, if you're sensible and sane and rational, you are in fact the madman. So it took me about a dozen years to realize that, but I think I'm there. Having said that, let's look at some of the wonderful new highs going on in the world of indexes. I'm just going to thumb through these symbols in alphabetical order. There's 16 of them, and some I'll spend more time on than others. So here we go. Here's the Dow Jones Composite, which of course is the roll-up of the utilities, the transports, the industrials. This had been the supporting trend line for eons, and we went into this kind of new era back in 2008, where we're down, kind of shifted into this lower zone. And most recently, we had been in this brutal wedge, thanks to the trillions from the Fed. And then, in spite of all these lifetime highs, we have really just been range bound. Ever since April 1st, April Fool's Day, appropriately enough, we've just been meandering up and down and up and down. So we're rather high in this range, but in spite of all my bitching, the fact is that we are now where we were in early May. We've gone nowhere in 3 months on the Dow Jones Composite, because as always, reality and facts and information are pulling things down, and then Powell is pulling things up. So it's a tug of war, and it's been in this stalemate for months now. But there we have it. The Nasdaq Composite, that is the Comp Q, has its own peculiarities. Of course, we all remember back in 2000, it peaked at 5,000. Well, we've more than tripled that now. We crossed 15,000, and here we are in the ionosphere, pushing even above this wedge. So a lifetime high to levels never seen before. And one look at Google or Apple or Facebook, and your jaw will drop, because these mega cap companies just keep getting richer in price, as do the owners. Gold stinks in general. It did have some bounce this week, but the gold bugs index is in sorry shape. It's a little repetitive, redundant to look at the Dow itself, but here it is. It's part of the indexes, and here's the Dow 30, well above 35,000. Not quite at the lifetime high that it set back on the 16th, but close. So we've been sort of, we had broken out here. We failed to break out, now we're above it again. We're seeing that in a lot of places. We're seeing it financials, for example. Here's the Nasdaq 100. And this, of course, famously was the Nasdaq bubble, the internet bubble, which came crashing down back when stocks were allowed to do such things. Amazon lost, I think, like 87% of its value, if you can imagine that. And then this is what we have now. Just the ascent gets sharper and sharper. And so here we have it. Here's this channel. And this really doesn't have much value anymore. I'll just delete that. So zip, here we go. Steady, steady, steady. The wealth effect. S&P 100. Here we can see rounded top, ain't no more tops. It's nothing but up. So here we have it, and here's this most recent tight wedge like so. I might as well sneak this down like that. Yeah, so here we have it, lifetime high, having been pretty much since April, just zipping higher and higher steadily. Russell 2000, this was a bit of a heartbreaker because this had been, and it still might ultimately, but this had been as recently as here, the 19th, really just been poised for a wipeout. But up, 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 one little exception here, it reversed that hard. And so we're still range bound on this. We got extremely close here. We got extremely close here on the 19th. Did not break it. So this is still a top end formation. Here, of course, was the diamond pattern preceding COVID. So we had our diamond, last little gasp here, then those were the days, huh? Here's the Semiconductor Index. Just about a lifetime high. Just about, maybe a lifetime, just barely. It's up there. But this is another good example of breakout, failure, and then we're above it again. Sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. S&P 500, the famous 666 bottom. We're now over 4,500 on this. And here are these very cool lines. And then most recently, there's the channel right there, lifetime high. See what I'm saying? See how hard it is to talk about this? Honestly, it really is like talking about the San Francisco Bay Area weather. You know, from March until November, it does not rain a single day. So, but they employ weather people to stand in front of a map and tell you that. Here is the Dow 20 Transports. This one, kind of a mess too. Not at lifetime highs. It too had been really starting to break down, but that bottomed back on the 19th of July, and it's been trying to recover since then. So we've got here what could be a basing pattern for a bullish move above this line. The utilities in an uptrend since the 60s. Just is a gargantuan channel ever since pretty much my entire lifetime here, just in an uptrend. This, of course, some wild stuff in the midst of all that, losing about 40% of its value, but that's been undone nicely. VIX, of course, is, as one of you slippers said, barely legal. It's very illegal now, 16.33. Yeah, we are deep down there. It is pathetic. There's no other word for it. It's just pathetic. We had peaked, of course, most recently, back around about 80. And it got as low as, the lowest it got was 14.10 back on June 29. We aren't that far away from that now. We're just grinding away down here. From time to time, you know, something exciting will slip out of Powell's grasp for a few days, but it's always beaten back. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, just on the 19th, most recently, got some excitement, bang, 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 down it goes. We'll have none of that reality nonsense. Gold sector, just a flop. You know, we'd been basing nicely. You know, yes, gold recovered somewhat a couple of days this week, but it's really busted. Broker dealer index, Love and Life, lifetime high. XMI, the major market index. We had our trend line here, broke it, and it had played resistance for a while, and just squeeze in there and then poosh over it. So it's changed to support again, as you can see. And the last one, my favorite, in spite of breaking my heart on Friday, I'm not completely out of love with this yet. This is the oil index, XOI. There's our marvelous star pattern, you know, all these lines converging onto this extraordinary top up here, breaking down, teasing us all back on the 19th was a failure here, just terrific, but heartbreaker. On the 23rd, pushed above the neckline again, up, up, up. So the key is for it to not exceed this price gap, 1055.88. And as Porky Pig says, that's all, folks.